Please let him on. Please let him on. I need a check-in. If you new, check in. If you veteran in the league, check in. I need a check-in. I need to talk to the new guys. All right, so if you're in the Madden Franchise Junkies 4 League, please check in. Type your team name in the comment section on this broadcast. This is mandatory, man. Guys gotta come to the chat. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Y'all got a lot of questions. Y'all keep asking my brother shit. I post a lot of information in the rules chat. I mean, in the main chat. We need guys in the building. Got to get this shit in order. Let's go. Where y'all at? Where the new guys at, Gregor? Where the new guys at, Craig? Come on, Drew. You ain't even over here. Over here. What's up, Drew? Play your game.
It got me to chat rolling on the floor laughing loudly crying face I got shit to say lol.
Tune into the broadcast. Broadcast. Important info.
Yep, in a 1-1.5 hours.
All right. I'm starting to get my talk in now. I got 2 shows to do tonight. I'm gonna get my talk in now for Mad Franchise Junkies. Let's clean some things up over here. For my guys that don't worry about the error. That's gonna happen. Madden got bugs out this world right now, and until they fix it, which the patch is coming soon, but until they fix this shit, bear with me because I can be moving and scrolling through a lot of things here, and it doesn't matter. We're just gonna it's gonna kick us out here and there. So, just long as y'all can still hear me, that's what matters the most right now. We got a lot of info. But I need the guys that are veterans in my leagues that have been around, that know the rules. Jesus Christ, like we just came back in. They've been in the that knows the rules and stuff to bear with some of the new guys. A lot of those guys are playing not Madden for the first time, but they're actually playing in a league, for the first time. So a lot of, if you playing online games and you're getting your ass kicked, you just quit, and it is what it is. So a lot of them don't understand that part yet. Like we're in franchise mode, and XP points and things like that matter. So the beginning of this is going to be boring for a lot of you guys, right? But I got to do this for a couple of guys that haven't played franchise mode with us. So because of that, we're going to check some things out, and I'm going to explain some things. The first thing is settings. All right. Let's go to, I didn't want to go there. I apologize. Let's go to franchise settings real fast, league settings, and let's talk about it. So some of y'all are going to see this for the first time, and probably don't understand it. So play call and a cooldown and play call limit. All right. So in our league, when you play online, MUT, all those other shits, and other people leagues too, they don't really bother this. They don't care about your play calling. Well, we do. We want you to be a little diverse. We want you to, we want you to use your playbook. You know what I'm saying? And thinking of playbooks, guys, y'all can build playbooks too, custom playbooks, and y'all can build that to be able to play your franchise games with it. I'll go a little deeper in that too as well. But just to start off, I don't leave injuries on year one. I keep them off. So guys, players can build. You want to build your team. So, and the difference between online and franchise mode is, it's the long haul. So you get to develop your team. And to develop your team, it's to hit goals while you're playing the game, right? So quitting somebody that's having a good, successful day against you and you're having a bad day, you're cheating yourself and that person out of XP points, right? Because once the game not played, then it gets skipped and forced win to that guy, but he loses the stats and the things that he did that game to build, to help build his team. Each week we advance, you get to build your team. And nobody wants to lose, stats, because nobody wants to lose the opportunity to build players that they're trying to build to improve their team. So this is not a pickup game where, head to head, let's play. I got the Dolphins, you got that team, we play, you kicking my ass, I quit. It means more now. Like, you're invested. If you're playing in franchise mode, you have to be invested. Right? So if you're in franchise mode, you got to be invested. It's a long haul. You're playing a football season now, right? You're not just picking up the sticks and playing when you want to, quitting when you want to. You got to be respectful to the guys that are playing in the league with you. One, respect their time. Nobody wants to pick up the sticks and play a game, and they take the time out of their day to play this game, and you just quit the game. So let's not do that. No more quitting from here on out. And once I'm done this video, whether you watched it or not, if you're new, if new guys are quitting games, we're taking picks from you. You're gonna lose your second round pick, and you got to give it to the player you was the coach you played against. And if you don't do that, then you got to get removed from the league. All right, so I would just say this. This will be my tutorial for guys that are actually playing franchise mode for the first time. You want to build your team, and it starts here. So let's just go with the play calling rules so I can get out of here. I want to come back to the screen. Once you pick a play, that play will be locked for 7 plays. So until 7 plays happen, you won't better run that play again, right? And then throughout the entire game, you only get to run that play a total of 6 times. Now, that runs concurrent in a sense with our play calling rules. So hear me out. Play calling goes as following. If you run a play, you're allowed to run a play up to 3 times per drive. The same play. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say I come out of eye close and I run stretch. I can run that eye. First of all, it's going to be locked for the next 7 plays. But stretch is in multiple formations, right? Just because you change the formation don't mean you're changing the play, right? We're looking at the play you call. So if you call stretch down 1, you can call it 3 more times in that drive. But if you call it 2 times in a row, so let's say I call stretch, hurry up offense, run stretch again. I can't run stretch out of any formation the rest of that drive. So if you run a play 2 times in a row, back to back, you will not be able to run that play in any formation the rest of the drive. But if you got space in between running that play, you get up to 3 times in the drive. All right, and there's enough plays in here for guys to better. You'll see as you plan that you'll better adapt to that really fast. All right, so what we don't want is just guys spamming plays. We don't want you running the same shit over and over and over again. Nobody wants to sit in the game and you run and dive all day long. All right, so that's why the play call and cool down is there. It's to stop and prevent some of it, although there's ways around it. I know it was an argument in the chat. A guy kept somebody in hurry up offense, and they didn't understand, how he was able to do certain things. So just because he keep you in hurry up offense, that play that he called will always be available to him as long as he doesn't huddle up. But the problem is this. If he's running that play and he's hurrying up offense, you got to count. You got to be on point with it. All right, he ran dive. He kept me in it, hurry up offense. He ran dive again. You know he ran it twice in a row, so be prepared the next time. If you run it the third time, then you're going to be in a situation at the end of that game to be able to show proof of that. And that's why broadcasting games are important, right? So you can show proof of that, and then he's going to have to give you a draft pick for breaking the play calling rules. It's that simple. All right. If somebody keeps you in hurry up offense, let's say I call cover 2 on defense, but he runs 8 plays and kept me in hurry up offense, all 8 plays, I can stay in that cover 2. It doesn't count against my play calling. So as long as a guy is hurry up offense and you can stay in it. Most guys are going to hurry up offense you because of what you're in. So if they have success against it, they're going to keep you in there and run it again. So you might want to switch it. But let's say you don't switch it. You can stay in that defense as long as he's hurry up offense, and you can stay in that defense until he huddles up. Once you go back to the huddle, now you got to call a new dig. All right, so that's what the play calling cool downs and play calling limit and all that stuff is for. All right, now, for you new guys, the goal is to build your football team. So here go all the things you need to pay attention to when it comes down to the home. You see where it says home at? All the things you need to pay attention to. Re-signing players ready to negotiate. Re-signing players are super important. All right, here's where you're going to better keep your players on your team that are up for contracts. Or actually don't, you can turn them down or get rid of them. But this is really big. Do not ignore this. All right. Right now, I got 4 players up for signing.
These players are on the last year of their contract. Re-sign them to avoid losing them next season.
All right, so it's my job to see if I want to pay these guys any money. So these are the guys that are going to be up for signing. And when you go here, it's going to show a lot of guys will still be locked because they start asking for their contracts at certain weeks. But it shows you for that season how many people that needs to be re-signed. As you can see, I got a long list of guys that I need to re-sign, right? And it's my choice if I want to re-sign these guys or not. Be careful on what you're offering them, but also be reasonable, because if you put yourself in a situation, a lot of you guys, I got 28 million in cap space. If I make trades or sign too many people, I ain't gonna have no money to play with. And if you have money to play with, you don't have no money to play with, then at the end of the season, you're not going to better get nobody out of free agency. So be careful on how you spend your money. You don't want to go broke overpaying people or trading the players away. You lose that cap space, you lose your ability to continue to build your team. All right, so make sure that's important. You got to understand contract, what you want to give out, how much money you want to spend, and it all goes concurrent with your cap space. All right, and cap room is right there. You'll see it at the top once you go to re-sign it. Mine say 28 million. That's what I'm dealing with. So guys like Amari Hooker, I will have to really see it. Maybe I don't want to get this guy a signing bonus of 9.64. I don't want to. Austin Hooper, I don't want you either. I'm not giving you 16. Like, you got to think like that. All right, do I need this D tackle, 77 overall? I mean, right guard. Well, I'm not getting rid of a lineman. Depending on how old he is, 25 years old, 77, maybe not, the showing hand. Like, you got to look at things like that, age, all that stuff matters, all right? And then the next thing is the draft class, right? You have to understand this, all right? Prospects is here. This is where you go look at, what players is available in the draft. You can look at it. You can go by position, All right, quarterbacks. These are all guys. I do my draft classes myself, so the draft classes are really good. All right, some really good players in the draft. I'm not going to expose it or show it, but it's really good players in the draft. So you look at these guys and you can really look through them. Right. So for example, let's say I want to take a look at Austin Tongue. Right. So you can see scouting report right now. Top fits: Jets, Ravens, Bills. We know that. Key ratings. Well, right now he got an A breaking tackle. We see that. Player profile, archetype, question, height, weight, all that stuff is right there. That's there that you can see. Then you got physical. Now look at the ratings. They tell you, all right, acceleration, decent and silent. Agility, decent and silent. Well, we haven't scouted him enough to really know what he's about. Jumping, great to elite. Marginal and decent. His speed, strength is good and great. So we know this guy probably a power back. 235 pounds. He's not super fast, but they're power back. We know that, right? So you can look at things. You look at the skill set. This is where they'll tell you when you guys, you send your scouts out, they'll tell you what type of grade these guys got. So right now he's an A plus. I mean, an A in break tackle, A in trucking, A in stiff armor. So he's a monster running the ball. We know that. So these is how you're gonna deal with the guys, right? So then you got to do certain stuff with this stuff, right? You want to get to the regional breakdown scouts. You got to hire and fire scouts, or you can delegate it and let the game do it for you. But these are the guys that go out and look at the guys you want them to look at. Here it go, right here. So you can sort this, or you know what I mean, you can let it do it itself. At every advance, they're going to give you instructions at the home page. They're going to give you instructions on what you need to do as far as scouting players and stuff like that, or getting prospects and all that. Now, if you're interested in a prospect, you want to hit the add to favorite. See, triangle, just like that. I mean, yep, triangle, just like that. You want to add to favorite. All right, you want to go through and you want to figure out who you want, who you like. So you add the favorite. All right, and your guys will go out there and scout this guy, whatever regions they from. Guys will go out there and scout them for you, right? So, all right, we're just gonna go here. I'm just doing anything right now. Don't worry about the guy's name; it will be fixed. When you download them, I bring my draft classes in. I already made them. Sometimes this type of shit happens because Madden is a piece of shit. EA be robbing us. But this is how you start them to put them hearts next to these guys. And what happened is your scouts will go out and spend extra attention on them. So now this Jeremiah Hatchett kid, 30% completion. Now that I starred him, they're gonna know he's somebody I'm very much interested in, and they'll start going after his scouting him and finding out what type of player we dealing with and if we want to draft him or not. All right, so the next thing with homepage is very important that you need to do every time the league advance. You need to come here and go to weekly strategy. Now, this weekly strategy works with your coaches, your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and your head coach. The first thing you want to do is have a scouting report. You don't have to do anything but come here to find out who you playing, right? So I got the Colts. I look over here, his offensive play calling tendencies, 56 pass, 44% run, right? I hit triangle. It shows me a full scouting report on situational football. So now if you want to really get an idea of who you playing, you can look here and get it. First and long, 23%, he runs Texas routes. He runs power, running the ball, screens 8%, boots 8%. Then I look at situation, second and long, power 40%. So then I do the math, 15% on first down, 40% on second down. He's running the ball, power, that shit coming. All right, so I know he's going to run power at some point on first and second down. And you just go down the line, and it goes for offense and defense. But here's the kicker. Here's where it gets important at. All right, you have to tell your team what they want to train for, what they want to focus on. So when I get in the game, I know defense, outside run. I'm playing a runner. I'm going to pick that, right? And now I'm going to come over here to my player health. This is important. If you go out there and go full pads and you do your starters are going to get XP points, high XP points. But they also is a higher risk of them being tired in games, right? So I just recommend you go half pads. Don't burn your team out. I already got a 98% fatigue ratio right now. That means they getting tired, right? So you go half pads. I will split practice between starters and backups. You split it there to give you a good balance, and then you go on. Now I'm on the offensive side, same thing. 65% zone I got to deal with, right? This man plays man only 6%, 14% man blitz. and 15% zone blitzing. So he ain't really that heavy a blitzer, almost 30% blitzer. But we know he's going to sit in regular zone coverage, match coverages, probably for the most part, 65% of the time. So we understand that. So when I'm designing my play calling, I wanna know that's a tendency of his. You know what I'm saying? Like again, you can go to full report and see what he actually really calling, right? And you can see 100% on third down cover three. So I know every third down I should be trying to beat cover three. I should be designing my calling plays that'll take me to, put me in a situation where I could beat cover three. I know that because it's showing me that he's 100% on third down. He's running cover three. All right, so that's important. Make sure y'all figure that out. Look at that. Go there. Now, another thing is, all right, they want us to throw short. I don't have to do. They giving us a thumb up because that's what they telling us that we should be practicing or be preparing for. But I don't want to do that. I know he plays zone 30% of the time, so maybe I just want to throw medium. I don't want to throw short all day long, or maybe I want to run the ball. So I pick that. Now, when you come here, this is the pretty much most important shit of the whole shit right here when it comes down to this. Weekly game plan goals are the most important situations to build your team. Your coaching staff will get points every time you complete these goals. All right. Now, I'm not going to go through every goal. You guys can figure that out by going there yourself. But let's take a look at it. All right. What am I more likely to be able to do in a game? Only allow 2 or less passing touchdowns? Can I throw two passing touchdowns myself? Am I guaranteed to do this? Am I guaranteed to get an interception while I'm on defense? Well, I think I am. I think somebody's going to throw me a pick, and I might throw somebody else a pick. So I'm going to stick with that. If I get an interception in the game, my staff points will be 3. I can guarantee myself 3. Now, defensive coordinator, allow 10 points, allow 14 or less, 20 or less. Well, guess what? I'm going to just say 30 because anything under 30, I win. That's going to get me only 2 points. The higher your risk, the higher chance you take, the higher the points you can get, right? But okay, I'm gonna just do 30 because I might not be that good. I don't know who I'm playing. I'm gonna do 30. You still want some type of points. You want to build your staff. But when you get to that point where you know what you're doing, or you know your opponent, then you can try chances like this. I'm gonna hold him under 14. I get 8 points if I do that, or hold him under 10. I get 10 points if I do that, right? So I'm gonna go 30 here. Then offensive coordinator. Now, what can I do offensively? Can I put up a total of 300 yards? Well, I think I can. I'll stay there. And then I want to win the turnover battle. That's 4 points if I can do that. Or I could do any one of these. Rush for 5 touchdowns, win by 17. If you complete these goals, your coaching staffs will get XP points. They'll get coaching staff points. Follow me. Don't worry about that. Madden going to give us our money back eventually because these motherfuckers tripping. So now that I got my goals after the game was over, I put up, look up top where you see up that red up top in the middle where it say upgrade available. You see I got 34 points that's next to that F. That's my coaching staff points, right? So now I'm going to come down to my coaching staff, manage staff. You guys need to go here when you build those points up there. So now, here's where your head coach at, offensive coordinator at, defensive coordinator at, and then your player personnel coach is at. So I go view my talent tree. You want to fill?
Can be used across all of your staff characters. When you
All right, I'd rather talk myself.
some talent trees make you select a path to follow.
So they're going to give you a path to follow. Sometimes they select it for you, and sometimes you can do it yourself. So I got 34 points. So now I'm going to continue to go down the tree. So what I want to do is I want to complete this. This says I got 1 out of 2. This says I got 1 out of 2. So, all right, let's work on these. We'll start from here. So now I filled that up. Something else will open up. Now I can go down my tree. All right, bet. This is where you fill your stuff up. This is the things you get here matters to your players. So let's say what I just did just now. I went and did this one, and it says increase XP gains for left ends, D tackles, and right ends, and training by 20%. So when I train my DNs, they're going to increase their points by 20, right? So we just went back to the coaching tree, right? And the coaching stuff that I showed y'all, look how that goes concurrent now. Not only am I going to get the points when I complete those goals, now when I come back here again and I actually do my training, which I'm about to do right now, start training, Now I'm getting 20% increase on my left end D and my D tackles because I spent points on that. So again, 20%. Look at my D tackles and right ends. These guys are going up. Now drill XPs. Let's just look at the right end, and I'm showing D Walker. Well, he got 115 XP points for doing drill XP. Then he got a bonus of 46%. I didn't get a focus one because he's not on my focus, but I do got guys that I'm focusing on that they'll get the focus point. Now, how you focus on guys? They're right here. It opens up. Oh, don't kick me out all the way. I wanted to go right back there. Let's get back to that. Oh, I can't get back to it now. I'll show that on the next video. That was my fault. Now, upgrades. This is the best too. This is what you want. You want upgrades, right? So I get the showing hand, and I want to upgrade him. Well, this is what his puzzle piece is. This means this is his scheme. My left ends are power rushers. So this is his scheme. That purple puzzle is me, is him being on my scheme. I want him to be higher here because you want him to be a puzzle piece. You want this player to fit your scheme. Right now, he's 73 run stopper. I'm 2 points beyond him being a guy that fits my scheme. So even though he's on my team, he doesn't fit my scheme yet. So of course, I'm gonna raise him there. They gave me power moves +2, but he went up to a 72 now. So I'm only 1 point away from having him a puzzle piece player. If you got the more puzzle piece players you got on your team, the better your team gel and play together. All right, the more your puzzle piece players are, the better your team play. When you got a bunch of guys, so even when you draft in and you don't see that purple puzzle in front of that guy, that means he don't fit your scheme. So if you draft him, I'm not saying you can't make him fit your scheme, but if you draft him and he doesn't fit your scheme, it's going to take longer and harder for you to get him to play at a high level. So when you drafting guys or you trading for guys or you free agency picking up guys, you want guys that got that purple puzzle piece. You want that to be the player you go get because they fit your scheme offensively and defensively. All right. Everything's here. You get all types of scenarios, breakouts, and this is when guys is looking to build their player. So right now they telling me checking with my QB. A lot of this stuff is important. Some guys skip it, don't even worry about it, but all this stuff helps you build your team, right? Let's look at our team. Now I'm losing all games. So right now the morale of my team is down. 47. Look, the guys are down because we're losing. And not only am I down, these guys are dropping in XP points, right? So look. All right, so he's down -1 in carrying, -1 in ball vision, -1 in change of direction. He's down on all that because we're losing ball games right now. When you lose, you're going to see red arrows pointing up. When you win, green arrows point up. Right? And look up top. The red arrow going down up top under morale -1. When you're winning, that'll be a positive. Plus this and that. So your team overall or your player overall can be up 4 or 5 points from that 96. He could be like 105 if I got him up 6 more points, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not 105, but he can go up. That means he's playing at a high level. As long as it's negative, those guys are going to go on the field and they're not going to perform at a high level for you. So you got to win ball games. All right, but this is where you look at your players in development and all that stuff. In regular games, MUT, France online with all that shit, this don't change. In franchise mode, all this shit changes. The more you develop your players, these things change. The more you get XP points and develop your players and upgrades, then develop your players, these things can change. All right, so in franchise mode, they don't change at all. They stay the same. I mean, outside of franchise mode, they don't change. They stay the same. All right. So guys, y'all need to go back to the main chat, pull out the rules, read our rules all the way through, because we don't want you quitting games at all from here on out. If a game gets quit without, now you can friendly concede. All right. And even in this league, I'm gonna allow you just to be able to do that. Concede the game after halftime. Once the ball is kicked off after halftime and you getting your ass whipped and you don't want to sit through it, you can quit the game. But if you quit that game before halftime and especially pull the plug quitting the game, you do that shit, you're going to come up off a draft pick. It's that simple. All right, this is just for the new guys to pay attention because you want to build your team all the way through. All right, all the way throughout. You want to be able to build your team, and the more you build your team, those guys that are good at building their team will win games because you put the better product on the field. Right now, you got to deal with guys that got certain teams. Certain teams are good teams already. Some teams need to be worked on, but the person that spends the time understanding the
Eyes.
stuff I just explained will win ball games. You'll start to win ball games because you'll put a power team together. Simple as that. Other than that, we'll get back to it. I will be doing another show for the league. I want to catch the new guys up. And for the guys that have been in my leagues forever, bear with to some of the new guys, bro. They very much like it. They want to be here. I'm getting cussed out every day. My brother hit me every day talking about they snapping, they want the league to advance, all that shit. Like, so they got the energy, and if we can get them to understand our way of playing in franchise mode, I think you guys will really enjoy the fuse that we're having with these guys because we need guys like this to move on into the bigger and better things that we're trying to do here. So other than that, man, I feel y'all, appreciate y'all. Holla at me.